Friends, in the beginning of the story, we are told that the trees and plants have been affected by a strange virus, and the entire ecosystem has been destroyed. Due to this, even the Earth is no longer suitable for human habitation. Before it is completely destroyed, scientists set out to find a cure for the virus as soon as possible and launch a space project, Gemini, through which they had to go to a new planet named Test and install a sphere. Stephen explains that this sphere is more than 4 billion years old. Who made it, when, and why was a secret that no one knew. For Project Gemini, some scientists had to go to the new planet and do research, while Stephen's partner, Amy, decides to stay on Earth and find the cure. Amy wanted to meet Stephen before the spacecraft left. But unfortunately, before reaching Stephen, the spacecraft takes off, and the team members fasten their seatbelts and prepare themselves for the dangerous path ahead because they had to take a hyperjump and reach a planet named Test faster than the speed of light. While taking a hyperjump, these people pass through a spiral path. As soon as the spacecraft gets trapped in this maze, its systems start malfunctioning, and strange movements start occurring in the sphere, and the health of all the people starts deteriorating. But as soon as they come out of this loophole, everything becomes normal, and they see a new planet in front of them which was not Test. They neither had the location of this place, nor any data to go back from here. In such a situation, they had no way left, and they were stuck on this unknown planet. Stephen blames the entire problem on the spacecraft pilot, and says that he made a mistake in entering the coordinates for Test, to which Peter says that I have just followed the instructions given to me. But Stephen doesn't trust Peter, and the entire mission fails. Peter leaves angrily after listening to Stephen's words. But after some time, Peter's dead body appears in front of them, whose condition was very bad. Seeing this, everyone thinks that Peter has taken his own life because the mission failed. Stephen then orders the team members to gather information about the test planet, and after checking, David tells him that this planet is made of volcanic rock, and its atmosphere is much better than the test planet. After knowing all this, Stephen decides to install the sphere here, but the other members are unhappy with this hasty decision because they did not know much about the planet. And then the spacecraft's Captain Ryan comes and tells Stephen that whatever I say will happen. Now, since Stephen was the head of this project, despite everyone's refusal, he insists on activating the sphere here and sets out towards the planet with a shuttle, and some other crew members are also with him. Following the instructions of Richard sitting in the craft, they land on the new planet with the sphere. But the atmosphere here is quite different, which made it difficult for the spacecraft to land safely. But they still land and find that their shuttles are no longer in a condition to return to the main craft. But it doesn't matter to Stephen, because his only purpose was to explore this planet. After this, Stephen comes out of the shuttle and takes the sphere inside a cave and installs this sphere with the help of all the crew members. On the other hand, we are shown their craft in which some strange, sticky liquid was spread, but they had no knowledge of this at all. Here we see Richard, who was wandering alone in the main spacecraft, and then he goes to the engine room where Peter was last seen. Here he sees Peter's camera and a strange, sticky liquid that he doesn't know where it came from. We then see Stephen, who activated the sphere. Then Richard asks him to watch a video. Everyone quickly goes to the craft and watches Peter's video, in which Peter was moving towards the engine while recording the video. But then something strange appears around the sphere and brutally kills Peter. But what was this thing? Everyone starts thinking the same thing. Now, since Richard was alone in the main craft, all the crew members were very worried about Richard. But Richard informs them that the danger is not to me, but to you people, because that dangerous thing is present with the sphere, and you people are near it right now. Before they could understand anything, David informs Stephen that recent data has shown that carbon dioxide is increasing in the atmosphere, and the surprising thing was that there was no living thing there that could release carbon dioxide. The entire setting of the way the sphere was working on Earth had changed after coming to this new planet. Seeing all this, Stephen proceeds to change the settings, but Jan stops them and shows all the crew members a video of the time when Stephen was setting up the sphere. In this video, strange particles emerge from the sphere and form a human figure, which leaves everyone stunned. Ryan tells everyone that Stephen didn't tell us about this human figure, because it could also be a demon from the sphere. Ryan's words further upset the crew members, and then we see a scene from the past where David and Stephen stand face to face. Stephen advises David against going into space because he had recently suffered the death of his daughter, after which David's mental condition also deteriorated. In such a situation, it was not right for David to go to space, but David tells him that the doctor has declared me completely mentally fit. Now the story shifts to the present, and Stephen emotionally engages David in his talks and says that when you were so shocked by the death of your daughter, then imagine how sad people would be if they came to know that they were going to die. So we have to change the settings of the sphere and move forward with the project. Persuaded by Stephen, David agrees to go to the sphere, and everyone goes inside the cave. David sees on his device that a strange figure, which Stephen was calling Trojan, is heading towards them. David asks to get out of here quickly, but Stephen persists in changing the sphere's settings, and an angry David begins firing at the sphere. Stephen also gets angry at David's action, and takes David at gunpoint and says that if you do anything to the sphere, then you will not escape from my hands. As they argue, the Trojan monster approaches them, but before any harm is done, both of them escape from here and come to the craft, but Ryan sees them, and the Trojan monster also follows them and comes here. Due to this, the alarm starts ringing in the craft, which also wakes Leona up. When she escapes the cabin, a crew member hides her in a lab. Many samples were kept in this lab. While he was watching them, something strange started happening in the lab, and then the Trojan monster appeared before him. This crew member quickly rescues Leona and saves her life, but is himself killed by the monster. Leona quickly tells everyone about the Trojan, to which Ryan gets angry at Stephen, saying that he is the one responsible for all this. When they check the devices, it is revealed that when the Trojan monster entered the craft, it badly destroyed one of the engines and damaged some cameras, and now their connection to Richard was also lost. Seeing all this, Stephen thinks that by spreading smoke, the Trojan might be able to escape the craft. Working on his idea, Stephen tries to connect all the connections to the backup generator and succeeds in doing so. After this, even the faulty cameras start working. But then the crew members tell Stephen that the Trojan monster is coming towards you. Before Stephen can leave, Trojan arrives. And as it moves towards Stephen to make him its prey, meanwhile, Ryan arrives and saves Stephen. Meanwhile, the crew members discover that the monster manipulates electromagnetic waves. Stephen and Ryan both safely return to the rest of the crew, and Stephen makes a plan to capture the monster, telling everyone that they will lure it towards themselves and take it out of the craft. Everyone likes Stephen's idea. Working on the plan, Stephen takes out the Trojan, and as Leona comes out in front of the engine to kill the Trojan, the engine starts, and the fire coming out of the engine kills Leona. David tries to pull Stephen inside, but Trojan stops David from doing so and attacks him with its tentacles. Here the craft was locked so that the Trojan would not try to enter inside. Meanwhile, the story moves into the past, where Amy explains to Stephen that she has prepared the blueprint of the virus, the positive results of which will save the Earth, but he shouldn't go into space. But Stephen doesn't hear any of it. Seeing this, Amy tells him that she is going to be the mother of his child. She needs him with her, but Stephen still remains firm on his decision. Seeing this, Amy gets very angry and throws away the bracelet given by Stephen and goes away. During this difficult time, Stephen remembers all those things about Amy. In the present, both Stephen and David have arrived at the lab and have brought Trojan's tentacle with them, which Stephen checks very closely. While David's condition is very critical due to the attack of Trojan, because the Trojan attacked him with its tentacles and injured him. On this, Stephen tells David that his blood can now help them in making the vaccine. As Stephen cuts the tentacle to check it, the light suddenly starts blinking, and then Stephen realizes that the monster is like a robot, which is connected to the sphere. If they want to get rid of the Trojan, they will have to disconnect it from the sphere and destroy both. This tentacle was somewhat similar to the bracelet Amy had been given. Stephen asks Richard to check the position of stars 4 billion years ago, and the result is exactly like this planet. Seeing this, they understand that they are on Earth at this time, and they were present on Earth 4 billion years ago. That means they had gone back in time by time traveling. Stephen tells Richard that he needs to send a message to Amy so she can make the vaccine, because their mission has failed. Therefore, they will not be able to stop the Earth from being destroyed in the future. But Amy can save Earth by creating an antidote to the virus. Stephen writes a code on a bracelet that could turn on the Earth sphere. The code written on the bracelet piece will also appear on the bracelet Amy has in 4 billion years, and then she will be able to save Earth. Richard looks into the camera to see Ryan preparing to blast the sphere, but Stephen has kept it locked away. Richard tells Stephen everything, and Stephen goes to Ryan and tells him that they will blast the Trojan in this craft so that it will not get a chance to escape. But then David comes here and shoots Ryan and kills him, and he threatens Stephen, saying that if he activates the sphere, then people will have to face the same problem again that they are facing right now. But Stephen does not listen to this, and calls Trojan inside and spreads smoke everywhere, and starts going out himself. But then David attacks him, and Trojan comes here and kills David, and Trojan is also killed due to the time bomb. While Stephen approaches the sphere and contacts Amy, Amy activates the sphere on Earth by drawing the pattern on the bracelet, and the two come closer to each other. Stephen gives Amy a formula that can stop the virus spreading among plants and trees. And after some time, Stephen also returns to Earth, and everything becomes normal. And the movie ends here. So how did you like this movie? Wasn't it great? Please give your opinion in the comment section. Please like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so that you don't miss the upcoming videos. See you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye, take care.